Hi, buonasera, good evening. It's your boy Big Rich. What's poppin'? Mob Story Season 2, Team Ruckus. You know how we get down. Now, I learned something today. See, this morning I put up a video about there was going to be no show, no prom. 2 hours later, I put up a video, and only a quarter of you guys, I think, got the alert. Now I'm realizing, I get it. Maybe because you're monetized, you can't just keep up putting up videos, because if they're paying you on every video, and if you keep putting up videos, right, they're probably not going to want to monetize every video. Whatever, I don't know. But here's what we're going to do. There's going to be a link on this video to the video I put up this morning. So if you guys are listening to this and have not seen the top 5 mob lawyer video, the link will be in the comment section of this video, right? So what's poppin'? Your boy Big Rich. I got a little bit of a blueberry kush, blessing the atmosphere. We're still on lockdown. The streets are empty, but it is what it is. We must conduct business. You understand what I'm saying? Right from the pages of About the Mafia, written by the new boss. This is an article about mobsters who fled to Britain. So salute to all my UK listeners that are part of the Ruckus Radio movement. You know we respect you and we see you. Salute Stevie D. That's my boy. Let's get busy. The mobsters who fled to Britain. When authorities start closing in on the Italian crime world, even the toughest mobsters flee to Britain. Some to hide and blend in, some so they can keep running their criminal organizations. Being associated with the Mafia is not recognized as a crime in Britain. I like that. The Mafia isn't even recognized as a criminal organization. I like that even more. Gangsters have a good chance of evading any punishment if they can lie low for a while. If they wait long enough, they will avoid any chance of extradition back to Italy. But these plans don't work out for all of them. Drug runners, forgers, racketeers, and even high-ranking members of the Camorra. By no means a complete list, here is a sprinkling of mafioso who have settled in Britain. Now, I can't find this first person's picture, but we'll talk about him anyway. Francesco Tonicello, an armed robber with links to the Mafia vendetta, was wanted for crimes in Italy in the 1990s, including drugs, fraud, and forgery. Tonicello fled Italy to London before the Italian authorities could catch up with him. He spent years on the run, during which time he perfected the art of disguise, continuously changing his hair, color, and style, facial hair, and glasses. He used 11 different identities during his years on the run. One where he pretended to be an immigrant, Gianluca Capello, living in an apartment in Vauxhall, South London. He worked different odd jobs, including working a small magazine kiosk. Of course, he wasn't completely on the up and up, as he stole unsold copies of the Evening Standard newspaper and sold them on Vauxhall Bridge. It seems his final downfall was Tonicello's love and homesickness for Italy. A care package sent from his mother in Italy to his address in Vauxhall was intercepted by local authorities while they were surveilling his residence. It contained cheese, salami, and panettone. But more than that, it confirmed his true identity. In the middle of the night, the Metropolitan Police raided Tonicello's home. Even to the end, when they were arresting him, he tried to convince them that he was not the man they thought he was. Gennaro Panzuto. Panzuto fled Naples to Britain in 2006 after he was linked to murder and implicated with the Camorra gang. Once in Britain, he rented a trailer in Scorton, Lancashire, and started getting involved in a variety of scams with a British businessman, one of which involved shipping Italian shoes without paying tax. Panzuto's mafia roots started to come through as he became known as a heavy, intimidating their rivals and debtors, including at one point biting a man's ear off. Life in prison did not sell with Panzuto, so he agreed on a plea deal involving breaking omerta, the mafia code of silence, a disgrazia. In return, he would be given a new identity upon his release. Panzuto really felt at home in England, and during his time at the trailer park, flew his wife and girlfriend over for visits. He was a popular, well-liked resident of the trailer park. When he was arrested in 2007, it came as a shock to his local community, who had no idea an Italian mafioso was living in their midst. Andrea Hathaway. The former dancer, North of England native, met her Sicilian gangster husband, Antonio Rinzivillo, when she was just 23 and vacationing with friends in Rome. They were married a few months later. This mafia godmother helped run her husband's criminal empire while he was in prison for drug trafficking and murder. The honeymoon was over after a few years when Rinzivillo was arrested and imprisoned. Italian authorities say Hathaway took over her husband's crime empire, laundering cash and carrying pizzino messages to her husband's captains to keep them up to date on the going-ons. She traveled regularly between Milan and Gela, making sure that the local businesses kept up their pizzo, payments to the mob. She is his go-between. She has the authority to represent him and claim payments in his name, a prosecutor said. At the same time, she was treated with respect his name commanded. Hathaway left her lavish Roman lifestyle in 2005 and moved back to the greater Manchester area. 2 years later, she was arrested but managed to strike a plea deal after admitting her mafia association. She received a 2-year suspended jail sentence with a 5-year probation period. She told the media she was destroyed by her experience. Does that make her a disgraciada for saying that she was associated? I don't know. I got to think about that. Antonio Latorre, brother of Augusto Latorre, the former head of this powerful Latorre clan from Mondragone. Antonio Latorre is a multi-billionaire real estate developer, restaurateur, and member of the Camorra. He moved to Aberdeen, Scotland in 1984, setting up 2 restaurants that proved extremely popular during the 20 years he was there. But the restaurants were just a money laundering front for a criminal organization back in Italy. Nicknamed the Don of the Don, in 2004, even his absence, he was found guilty and sentenced for various crimes including racketeering, extortion, robbery, and counterfeiting. The following year, he was arrested in Scotland and extradited to Italy. He spent 9 years behind bars. He was released in 2014. In 2018, he was arrested again after police raids revealed evidence that Antonio and his brother Augusto, who was serving 22 years in prison for murder and extortion, were plotting to murder an anti-mafia magistrate and his deputy. He was arrested in a seaside town to the north of Naples called Mondragone and detained of charges of illegal possession of firearms, attempted extortion, attempted robbery, and mafia involvement. The charges were eventually dropped, but Antonio still had to report to police on the firearm charges. Dominico OReilly. In 1993, after being found guilty of mafia-related crimes, this Sicilian crime boss fled to Uxbridge in outer London to open a travel agency with his wife. After being found not guilty of mafia-related crimes in 1993, Sicilian crime boss Dominico OReilly fled to a leafy, semi-suburban Uxbridge in outer London and opened a travel agency with his wife. Nicknamed the Teacher, his new life was a far cry from his lifestyle as head of Sicilian Cosa Nostra crime family. OReilly, also known as Mark Skinner, blended in well to British life. He was well liked by his neighbors who described him and his family as the nicest people that you could ever wish to meet. Back in Italy in 1999, he was convicted of being part of a criminal organization and the Italian authorities formally requested his extradition. According to Vittorio Teresi from the prosecutor's office in Palermo, the crime of mafia association is not recognized in the British legal system. The extradition request was not even considered. OReilly was finally arrested in August 2013 under a new European arrest warrant. As soon as he saw the police approaching his house in Manor Wayne, he tried to escape out the back door, but ran straight into the police. Westminster Magistrate Courts denied bail for OReilly and set an extradition hearing for November 2013. In March 2014, District Judge Howard Riddle finally decided that he could not be extradited back to Italy. OReilly still has an outstanding 7-year prison sentence in Italy, but it's very unlikely he will serve any time. Under Italian law, the case expires once double the time of the sentence. In this case, 14 years has passed. OReilly raised serious concern for the British authorities. He said, "I'm not going back. They might as well kill me." He's still in Britain, though his exact location is unknown. So first of all, salute to about the mafia and the new boss. Another great article, right? And always nice to learn some new things about bosses in Italy that had to flee their country and go to England, right? Or London, which is, I guess, the same thing. But very interesting to know that being associated with the mafia is not a crime in the United Kingdom. Go figure, right? Another interesting story, right? So listen, make sure if you did not see this morning's video that you check out the link that's in the comments, all right? I'm going to put it up right in the comments. I'm going to pin it. So hit it and go check out that video. If you have already, salute. Let me know what you guys are smoking on, throwing in the atmosphere, and we will talk soon. Have a good evening.